Let's bring in Washington Examiner investigative editor Sarah Bedford and former Speaker of the Oklahoma House of Representatives T.W. Shannon. Thank you both for coming on. We appreciate it. So, Sarah, to you first. Nikki Haley says she is going beyond South Carolina, even if she gets trounced in South Carolina. Do you buy that?
Well, I'm not sure what her rationale is for continuing past South Carolina. At first, it seems like the rationale for Nikki Haley was, if it was a two-man race between her and Donald Trump, if all of these other Republicans dropped out of the primary, then she could consolidate the non-Trump vote and she would be able to surpass that 50% threshold and perhaps clinch the nomination. That's not happening. The non-Trump vote is not consolidating behind her. When Ron DeSantis dropped out, when Chris Christie dropped out, their voters went to Donald Trump. And then the other rationale for Nikki Haley continuing in the primary was that perhaps she was more electable in a general election than Donald Trump. But polls are also not bearing that out. Donald Trump is, it seems in polls, electable against Joe Biden in a general election.
Meantime, Donald Trump said this on Truth Social, quoting, "A bad night for Nikki Haley, losing by almost 30 points in Nevada to none of these candidates. Watch, she'll soon claim victory." Well, TW, she did not claim victory, but she did claim that the whole system was rigged in Nevada. What do you think?
It'd be pretty tough to claim victory after losing to that particular group. But the truth is, I think Nikki Haley's strategy has been pretty transparent all along. I think her goal is to be the candidate standing should Donald Trump get convicted. And if he gets convicted, who knows what happens then? I think that's her strategy. The question is, will her donors maintain the support for her to continue through Super Tuesday after what looks to be a pretty crushing defeat coming in her own home state? So that's, I guess it's a fair strategy if you like that. But what she hasn't been able to do, Trace, is convince Republican primary voters that she is an alternative to Donald Trump, even though there are polls that show that she may be a stronger candidate in the general. Folks are still very concerned about her ability to appeal to the base of the Republican Party.
Speaking of convincing voters to kind of go your way, we talked a lot about how black and Hispanic voters are starting to kind of lean away from the Democratic Party a little bit. I want to put this up, this Gallup decrease of Democratic Party preference. You can see right there, 1999, 65%. In 2023, it's 46%. It's a pretty significant drop, and I'm wondering what you think of that, Sarah. Is it temporary, as some believe, for a few months, or does it last until November?
Well, I think it's reflective of perhaps a broader political realignment that we've been seeing since Trump came on the national stage. I think you're seeing that the electorate is splitting more along class lines, along education lines, than along the identity politics lines that have for so long defined the electorate. And so Donald Trump is attracting the support of more people who are from the working class, who have, lower education. And that has really scrambled politics for the Democratic Party. They don't have an iron grip on identity politics anymore. And Donald Trump is appealing to these groups in a way that Republicans before him haven't.
Yeah, Trace, I couldn't have said it better. It looks like there's a complete realignment where the Republican Party is now the party of the working class, and the Democrat is the party of the elites. When you look at Taylor Swift, who's probably going to endorse Joe Biden from her plane, while they're also calling for the rest of Americans to ride on bicycles to get to work every day. The truth is, this election is going to be about security. It's national security, it's border security, it's financial security, and it's personal security. And the Democrats and Joe Biden, they failed on all of those issues. And the voters, and I got to soon forget that, Black Americans, Hispanic Americans are hurting like every other American, but maybe they're hurting worse because the people that are crossing our border illegally, the 2.5 million, they're not buying homes in Martha's Vineyard.
I got to go, but I want to I got 5 seconds for each of you. Joe Biden not doing the Super Bowl interview. Baffled by it at all, Sarah?
I think it's another example of the basement strategy they ran in 2020. Keep them hidden away, see what happens.
TW.
The fewer people that hear from Joe Biden, the better he does. That's for sure.
TW Shannon, Sarah Bedford, thank you both for coming on. We appreciate it.